Um, I used to do, I was a GP practice manager of 3 sites, but before that, I did just work in travel. So I've always loved travel. And when I saw this opportunity, I was like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. I know there's a lot of commissions built into travel, but I hadn't realised it was so much. And at the time when I joined, I was pretty much broken. My marriage was breaking, and I wanted something for me, in all honesty. Fast forward 7 years. After 2 years of being here, I actually quit my management job. But over the 7 years, I also experienced quite a lot because 7 years is a long time. And I don't think we ever think about the future. So I'm on my own with 2 children now. My daughter's 18. She's got the travel bug, but my youngest is 12. And at the time when I joined, I wouldn't have known that Harry was autistic. We've had a diagnosis of autism and ADD over the last 12 months. And that's been quite difficult because there's lots of appointments, there's lots of sometimes him not going to school because he struggles. And so, like, I'm so grateful for what this has done for me. It's not just given me the income, but it's given me the opportunity to be with them, be at home with them when they need me. And I missed out of a lot of the childhood. They were in nursery from 6 months old. So, if anything, when I've reflected on my 7 years, I lost my granddad in that 7 years as well. I have thought to myself, wow, that 7 years was going to pass by anywhere. But I'm so grateful that I have built a business here, a willable income for my 2 children. So, with that said, we will get on with the presentation. But yeah, I think the main point is please think about, what is your future? What does it hold? Because life might turn upside down any minute. So, what do we have here? So, what are the benefits of being a home-based travel agent? So, we can work from anywhere, literally, from this little mobile device. As you just heard, I'm not great with Zoom, but I've learned. You don't have to be technical if you are brilliant, but everything is built for us, the systems, so you don't have to go off and build a website or anything like that. It is all given to us, and everything can be run from this device, so I just take this with me. We don't have quotas. Again, when I worked in travel previously, the quotas were crazy. It was Karen, go and book 20 grand per week. Karen, make sure 4 of those passengers were crews. Karen, make sure everything was targeted, literally everything. And if you didn't hit those targets, a manager would be coming down on you. We don't have an inventory, so of course we don't need to stock anything. Everything is online via email. That's how we talk to clients. You can make your own schedule. So again, like I just said, for me, when I started the NHS, I was 12 hours most days. I did this around that in 1 hour a day. But after that, as it became more full time, I dropped my hours and then I quit. Then I do this around whatever demands I've got from my children. And as I said, sometimes it's difficult with Harry. So the travel agent community support, I think James can vouch for this. He's been here now with us almost a month, I think. And the support is phenomenal. Like, you are going to get everybody cheering you on. It's absolutely crazy. And I've made lifelong friends as well as business partners. We don't have a contract. And again, when I did my due diligence, I was looking at other companies who wanted a lot of money to join, £10,000 plus, but also I was contracted in. Now, we know life can take a spin. So if anything happens or you just decide, you know what, it's not for me, anything that's booked and paid for, you will still receive the commission. Anything else will pass on to IntelliTravel, but you're not tied in, so you can leave at any point. The market research and VIP travel benefits, again, I've shown James some of these travel benefits this week. The cruises, the flights, the hotels, they are phenomenal, some of the deals that we get. So if you travel, or if you want to travel more, the benefits that we have are crazy, they're amazing. And it's an unlimited income opportunity, so nobody's going to tell you how much you're worth. What you earn is down to you. It might just be that you want more holidays, which it was for me initially. And then when I started to go, okay, I've got an extra 500 quid a month, I've got an extra £1,000, like, there's a lot of money here. So then it can turn into whatever you want it to be. And obviously you've got us to help and guide you how to do that.
Okay, so as you can see on the left-hand side, we have Rebecca, and she managed to get a £400 saving on Amelia Hotel. She did that because she actually did a small course. And as a reward for completing that course, they actually gave her £400 off the hotel for that week. And all she had to do was phone up and say she asked for agent rates. Now, as you can see, she's a single mother, so that £400 was an absolute massive saving for her. We also get familiarization trips. That's easy for me to say, which means that we can actually go on cruises for a week to experience that cruise, just like a client would, but we get it for such a phenomenal price. So as you can see there, an ocean view cabin was £293 for the week on a Royal Caribbean ship. So they're not small; these are big, massive ships. And also, if you could upgrade to a balcony view for 411. Now, if anybody's been on a cruise before, you know that that's probably the price for one night and not a whole week. And of course, you get to experience all the restaurants, you get to experience all the shows. They really, really want you to take that full experience back with you so that you can express that joy that you had on that cruise to all your clients, and really go and sell hard on these cabins. And of course, as you know, these cabins are quite lucrative once you start selling a few more than just one. So they're really good. It's not just ships though. You can do all sorts of. They do hotels, they do resorts. Yeah, our partners really want us to absorb these events so that we can bring them back to our clients and really sell them really well from our experience.
Okay, some commission examples. These are quite old now. We need to update these. But we did have a nurse who was called Debbie, and she was £400 away from becoming the newest member of the 25k crew, which means that she's booked £25,000 worth of travel, and she was only here for 6 months. So looking at that, you're probably looking at around £2,500 in commission, maybe £3,000 depending on supplier. But again, she's a busy nurse and she does this around her full-time nurse. She's a prescriber as well, so she is a very busy lady. She's got a daughter as well. At the bottom of the screen, it is super small, but you can see this was a cruise booking, typical cruise booking, £5,908, and this is one of the smaller commissions cruises. And the agent got £675.36 for booking that cruise. And then on the right-hand side, again, she's an ambassador actually, Georgina, which means that she's got further qualifications that IntelliTravel have helped her gain because she books so much travel. But she booked 2 cabins for passengers that knew exactly what they wanted. They came to her and said, I want to go on this ship, I want this cruise package, this drinks package. They knew everything basically. 1 hour's work was £800 in commission for Georgina.
Okay, so what does our host travel agency provide for us? Well, starters, we've got Atal and Abta, which is an amazing thing to have because you've got that backing straight away. Your clients then have got that real confidence in you that if anything goes wrong, they're fully financially protected. And not everybody has that. All the adverts that you'll see on the telly and on the radio, they actually only have Atal. They don't have Abta. So, to have them both is a real feather in our cap, and we worked really hard for that. And one of your first initial trainings is to actually learn that. So yeah, they're really good. So what do we get? So you get full travel agent credentials. This is your business. You run it as your own business, but you've got the backing behind you from IntelliTravel, and of course our community that we have here. You've got access to our vendors. Now we've got nearly 100, or we are over 100. I'm not quite sure because it's so hard to keep a tally on it all because every time there's a gap in our market, this lady from London, she goes out and she goes and fills it. So we've got vendors coming out of our ears, so you can do everything. You can do everything what I call from door to door. So basically, as soon as you walk out that door with your luggage, you can get picked up, you can be ferried over to the airport, you can be in the air, you can over to the resort, you can get all the transfers, you can book all the excursions, and before you know it, you're coming back from a well-earned holiday that you've enjoyed very much so, and then you'll tell everybody about it. and it's all provided by all our vendors. So we can do everything. Even if you don't pick people up and they want to park the car, they can park the car and we can sort that out for them as well. Commissions, as you've seen, Karen's explained some of the commissions. They're always amazing. And you're not limited. You know what I mean? You can earn as many commissions as you like. Unfortunately for Karen, when she was only getting £3 per booking, we don't get that. We can earn thousands of pounds on our bookings. We have VIP travel benefits, so we've already touched on a couple of those. Asking for agent rates. Because you're a qualified travel agent, you are allowed to ask for agent rates. If the hotels have them, they'll give you them. Because you've got your ATOL number, and you've also got an IntelliTravel background as well. So yeah, they will gladly do that for you, or even give you a little cheeky upgrade. I shouldn't tell you this, but we got one when we were in Egypt, and all we did was we told everybody that we're travel agents, and they're like, "Oh, we better give them a good room." So they gave us a good room. So then obviously that we could tell everybody about it as well. And even if they don't give you one of these lavish rooms, they tend to try and say to you, "Oh, we'll give you a pool view or something like that." So it's always well worth asking when you go on these holidays. Our education is second to none. In fact, we actually win awards, but I'm not going to steal Karen's thunder on that, but we do win awards for that. We have errors and omissions insurance, just in case you do make that error. Okay, so you've got that confidence behind you that if you do make an error, they can help you out there. Full marketing material, everything from flyers to, I don't know. It's such vast, you have a whole library in your back office that you can use at any time. But also you've got access to your own business cards, website. It's just phenomenal. Which I've just said, your own personal website. And of course, you don't have to pay for the upkeep of that. They do that for you as well. So you're saving an absolute fortune. For those of you that have got websites, you know how much that you're saving each month just for the upkeep. Innovative tools. We've now got apps on our phones. So literally our phone, as long as you can take that with you and you've got internet, you can work this business anywhere in the world. And I do. Valuable resources. Again, you've got the full backing of, basically you've got the full backing in IntelliTravel, which has been there for like 35 years, but also we've got a community of people that travel. So their knowledge is absolutely invaluable, because if you don't know a particular place, you can go and ask them. They'll tell you their experience, and then you can pass that on to your clients. And it's only a message in a chat forum for that. And of course, then we have customer support 7 days a week. And because we're an American company, if the UK office closes, the USA one will still be open for a few extra hours. So we've got that full backing just in case we need it.
And I think, as you can see, this is the achievements that Julian didn't want to steal my thunder. I do like this. So I'm not going to read through them all because, as you can see, we win these awards year after year after year. There's quite a few there. A lot from the cruise lines, Delta Vacations, Viking Cruises, Clear, Globus, family travel brands. But the main one that we've got in the UK is the Travel Weekly Magellan Awards. It's not actually in the UK, it is worldwide, but in the UK fight against the UK for these awards, if you like. They're like the Oscars in the travel industry, and we regularly win the gold and the silver awards for our training and innovation. So I thought I knew it all when I came here. I was like, oh, I've worked in travel, I know it all. And I absolutely didn't. Honestly, so if you've not got a travel background, it's totally fine, because I had a lot to learn, but I absolutely love the training and how we learn. You can go from being a novice to a professional in any country, in any of our suppliers, in anything. Like, you want to be a Disney specialist, cruises, ski, mountain climbing, you name it, we can do that.
So the things that we've got access to, I did allude on this before, but we'll go through it again. So obviously you can book hotels and resorts. Flights are a given. and holiday rentals. We've got all-inclusive packages. So as I said to you before, basically from door to door, you can book everything for them. So they've got peace of mind and don't need to worry about anything. We also do travel insurance, car rentals. So whenever you go somewhere, you can rent a car. We've got holiday packages. You've got access to theme parks. So we do actually have suppliers that will give you discounted theme park tickets. Obviously, excursions, cruises is a big thing for us. And like I say, we have so much more. What we can offer people is absolutely amazing. And like I said, we've got over 100 suppliers now, which can give us that access to whatever we need.
We do. I was trying to sneak to this slide to see whether it was the updated slide, and then I jumped too many forward. So as you can see, these are just some of the people that we work with. You will see on there, I think we have got Jet2 on there, but we've just done TUI training. Again, they're back with us. We've got Royal Caribbean, US Air Tours, who are phenomenal for long haul travel. Major Travel, who we have shares within. So we're major shareholders with them. So that means we get a discounted price, and we are their business to business, so your client can't go to them. But I'm sure you can see there, Santa's Lapland, flexible car hire. There are so many Red Sea holidays when we've been to Egypt. And when you book with them for your client, your holiday is then 50% off next time. So that's just one of the other benefits as well.
Okay, so marketing, how do we find our customers? The easiest way is obviously social media. And you can do that without being salesy. As you can see on the right-hand side, those lovely pink cabanas down there in Cancun. And basically, it was just a picture, and it just sent a quote to a client for this brand new resort in Cancun area. It doesn't get any more heavenly than this, especially since it's adults only. Okay, so you're not saying flying from this, flying from that, save on this, save on that. It's basically that's where you are. And of course, that picture sells. It's an absolute amazing view, and it's an amazing place to go to. So we have, and it's all free. So this is all given to us by our vendors or IntelliTravel themselves. So we can go out there and just put it onto our social media pages. You can email it. You can basically make a flyer and put it by post. However you want to market yourself, you can do it, and they've got the full support of not only IntelliTravel, but we've got some major people in our business that can teach you how to use Canva, that can teach you how to use CapCut. That it's just LinkedIn. We've got experts in every field. Word of mouth is always good, especially when people are coming back from these holidays and talking to their friends. So encourage that. And of course, they're welcome back and tell everybody that I've had an amazing time because you booked it for them. And we have vendor shows. These are becoming very popular now, especially bridal shows. So you can actually creep into those and you can be a honeymoon specialist. Obviously, you're dealing with brides that change their minds quite often. So it can be quite taxing, but it's very rewarding once they've been and had an amazing time and come back. And of course, because it's bridal, that really does move momentum. And we have fairs and craft shows. And there's a little thing that we didn't go on about, but you do still get paper brochures. Not just email brochures, you've got physical brochures, and you can ask your vendors to send them over to you, and then you can take them to these shows, and people can actually physically paper vendor. And also you want to celebrate your training so that all your clients have got the confidence that you actually know what you're talking about. So again, Anne-Marie on this right-hand side here, she's just done her 2 weeks Carnival Cruise Specialized certificate and her Aruba. So you celebrate those. So now that you know that she's fully qualified to book your Carnival cruise without any hitches. So it just gives everybody peace of mind as well.
Sorry about the brochure. I didn't mention the brochures. So how is this possible? So we've just spoken about the travel agency side of the business. So the gentleman on the right-hand side is Mr. James Ferrara. He is IntelliTravel's CEO. So basically, this gentleman, we're 35 years old. We started in the US, and this gentleman wanted to bring a travel agency that was going to help people travel more, earn on their own bookings anywhere, obviously help other people, but he's really passionate about people experiencing new cultures, foods, meeting different people, from all over the world. And he created IntelliTravel for that reason. So it was affordable and it was going to help the regular family. On the left-hand side, you have Mr. Donald Bradley. He is Planet Marketing's founder, chairman, and CEO. This gentleman has years of experience in marketing. He saw Mr. Ferrara's IntelliTravel brand agency and went, oh my goodness, like you've got a really, really good travel agency business. Instead of you putting adverts on the radio and in the papers and on the high streets, billboards, you name it, let me be the marketing company for IntelliTravel, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to reward the regular person like Karen and Julian, Dawn and James for helping other people get started, where they can speak about it from their own experiences and obviously share what we've learned firsthand rather than that radio advert. So together, they've been together now 10 years and we are in 21 countries at the moment. So I've got a team in the USA, Dawn and Julian have got a team in the USA, Trinidad and Tobago, we've got Irish teammates, we've got people all over the country and all over the world, and we are ready to open in Dubai in February, I believe that's going to open. And then the following quarter, we've been told it will be Europe. Germany first, quickly followed by Europe. So we are growing globally. It's an amazing time to get involved.
Okay, so we talk about commissions and stuff like that. Sometimes you've actually got to wait for them to go away on holiday before you get your commission. So this is how you can get paid next week. All right. You can earn up to 7 streams of income if you move up what we call our ranking system. So basically, the first thing you want to do is refer somebody into the travel industry. So as James has done in quite recently, and as we do, we go out there and we allow, we set up people to join our business. We call that a referral. And every time we do that, bring somebody into the business, we'll get £40. Once you bring in 9 people, that's when it starts becoming a bit more interesting because then you start opening up more bonuses. Okay, so as soon as you are what we call a goal builder, you will get a bonus of an extra £10 every time you refer this person into the business. Not £40 as it was before. And then when you go up the ladders, as it were, into directorship, you get an extra £10 per directorship. We have what's called a gold travel match of 10%. So every time your ITA, as they're called, books a holiday, because you brought them into the business, IntelliTravel will give you a 10% thank you. It's not taken off their commission whatsoever. They get their whole commission, but what you get is a 10% thank you for bringing them into the business. Every person that comes into your matrix, so every time you bring somebody into this business, they come into your matrix. Okay. Now the first 3 seats of that matrix is what we call the $1 million seats. They're the people that you want to bring in first. If they start working for you, then you start earning an absolute fortune. But everybody that's in your matrix, you'll get paid £3 per person every month. And you'll think, well, that's not a lot of money, is it? But you start having 100 people into your matrix, that's £300 every month for people that have joined your business, not just directly to you, but indirectly as well, through other referrals. Then we get what's called a gold matrix match. So the first person in your matrix, that's a goal builder, will receive 10% of the matrix payouts of these £3 accumulated. So you could earn an extra £30, say, on a £300 matrix. And these are all done monthly and weekly. So your matrix pays are done monthly, but your referrals are paid the very next week. So basically, you can earn back the money that you've paid out for this business within a week.
And then on top of all of those paydays, we get what's called the Planet Marketing Pledge. So when I hit my directorship 3 years ago, I was instantly emailed from the legal team within Planet Marketing with my Planet Marketing Pledge. So that means if anything happens to me tomorrow, today, I have a legal document which is it's been signed by my solicitor as well to say that my children will be forever in receipt of all of those streams of income that we've just spoken about. So everything that I earn over the month and will continue, my children will get that money every week, twice a month, every week on travel. There's quite a lot of overrides going on as well. So, and for me as a single mum, you know, I've got a pension of almost 20 years in the NHS, but it's not going to be worth anything, let's be honest. You know, as everything increases, my pension will probably be peanuts by the time that I can claim it. And I do have an insurance policy which costs me more than Planet Marketing itself. It costs me more, and the children will get one payout, which will be a nice lump sum each. But after that, that's it. Whereas this goes on and on and on. And when I'm no longer here, they will get the document from Planet Marketing so that they can leave their legacy to their children or their partner, or knowing my daughter, it'll build the dog shelter or something like that. But whoever it is, you can, you know, it gets passed on for generation. It's generational wealth. And I don't know any other business that can offer that.
Okay, so IntelliTravel are so confident about their product, they give you actually 3 IntelliTrust guarantees, and I don't know anybody else that does this. So you get what's called the best travel price guarantee is the first one. So if you've booked a holiday with somebody and they actually find it cheaper, but it's got to be apples for apples, it's got to be the same hotel, it's got to be the same flights, everything else. They find it cheaper, IntelliTravel will refund the difference by 110% on a what we call a gift certificate. So they will you know obviously get that back, which is absolutely amazing. That for a start. Then there is the no questions asked 100% money back guarantee. So as soon as you join this business, you've got 30 days and you can have your full money back. Okay. Now, it's not enough time to create the full business, you know, the awareness of the full business, but it is enough time to dip your toe in and see what's in the back office. Because we're up to NATL protected, we cannot show you the back office for legal reasons. So you get access to that. You can have a look around. You can see what our vendors are actually providing, and then you can make an informed decision then if you want to stay. And if not, on day 29, you can phone up the customer services and they will give you your full money back guaranteed. No questions asked. They won't try and ask you to stay. They will just give you your money. And then we've got what's called the unique profit guarantee. And this is absolutely amazing. So within the year, so it's a full year, there's some criteria. Obviously, you've got to actually book some holidays. You can't just sit back and, you know, expect them to just give you this for nothing. So you do have to do certain things like, oh, what's happened there?
You good?
Yeah, it's my screen's gone. Right, anyway, so we had the full money back guarantee. So
Has it left, Julian? Do you want me to continue?
no, it's Teams is coming up on my screen for some reason. Right, anyhow, right. So yeah, I'm back. So if you haven't made a profit in your first year, they'll give you your money back. Like I say, you need to make, you know, you need to do certain things to qualify for that. It's not arduous, it's just basics. And that again is amazing. I don't know any business that actually makes a profit in their first year. So this one is amazing, just to give you that for a matter of fact. So yeah, absolutely amazing guarantees.
Okay, so how do we get started? And obviously, we've just shown you the 10 different income streams from travel and from helping other people get started. So the most popular package is to take both Planet Marketing and IntelliTravel because they work hand in hand. There are two questions that you will be asked. What deals have you got? Or how do you do that? I would love to be a travel agent. There are so many people that would, honestly, I think every other person I speak to will say, I should have gone into travel from school, because everybody's doing it. People are wanting to go abroad before more than they're wanting to stay in the UK. So the most popular package is £156, and that is to maximise both opportunities. Now, when I looked at that, as a single mum, it was a bit like, oh goodness, it's £156, and that's why I did my due diligence elsewhere with the £8,000 companies. But in the grand scheme of things, I knew I had to change, and I love to travel. So it was an absolute no-brainer that I was going to use it for my own travel, let alone did I know I'd go on to help more than 100 people get into this opportunity. Now, I didn't actually introduce Julian at the beginning, and he is a businessman and is a director in another company. So I think, Julian, do you just want to talk a little bit about, everything that you get here for that cost and what you actually see and pay out in your regular 9 to 5 business, if you like, because I was never self-employed previously, so would have had no idea about business costs.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so like Karen says, I'm a director in another company, and we looked into self-employment a long time ago, and for a measly £250,000, it was still going to take us 7 years to pay that back before we started making a profit. It wasn't even a really big venture. So as you can see, with this particular thing, all you need to do is refer 3 people or 4 people and you're into a profit already. So you make a profit in a week. This is what I'm trying to say. Everybody thinks about startup costs, but startup cost, this is not really, for me, it's not really a startup cost. You know what I mean? And I've recently just gone into another business adventure in 2018, and it's going to take me 15 years to pay it back fully before I'm going to start making a proper, what's it called?
Income?
Profit, that's the word. Profit.
Yeah.
You have to forgive me, it's been a hard day of the day. So, if you even break this down to a daily payment of £1.50 a day, we can spend more than that on all sorts of things, on more than £1.50 a day. Driving to work, driving back from work, that's £100 a week already. I've got IT support at my place, and that costs more just for IT support than that is a month. You know what I mean? So this is just a no-brainer. Any subscriptions that you might have at home, you've got site subscriptions, you've got gym subscriptions, you've got all sorts of things that you're paying out for that you might use from time to time. But then if you don't use it, you don't care, but you're still paying it out anyway. So this is, for me, this is very negligible. And it really didn't put any frighteners on me at all to think, crikey, I'm forking out 156 quid for a business. I wish half my businesses were as cheap as that, and I'd be a multi-millionaire, I'm sure. So yeah, I think I've quite covered everything on that one.
Thank you, Julian.
Yeah, I think I've done okay on that one, to be honest.
You did. And I think it was just from taking it from a different point of view, because I was the person that went, but I've never ever run businesses before, so I wouldn't have ever understood the cost of a business. James, do you want to unmute? Let your obviously your people know how you've been getting on.
Well, guys, up until today, I've signed up 3 people, so I've been awarded my bronze, and I'm quite confident within the next 10 days I should be gold. I know Gordon's been on the presentation before and just wanted to get some more education about the product. And there was another person who has just messaged me, believe it or not, who said that he's just messaging me again just now if he asking me if he missed the call, and he unfortunately has. But Michelle, if you do have any more